In this session, we shall take a look at three programs based on strings so that you get a decent idea about strings as well as how to use different string library functions. Over the next two videos, you'll mostly see programs based on strings. So in this particular program, what I'm asked to do is I need to read a string and I need to print the string. Let us say I'm going to read this string or message called as welcome. So first what I have done is I have declared an array of characters yes of maximum capacity 50. I have declared an integer variable called as length which will tell me how many number of characters the user has actually entered. So first what I am doing is I am asking the user enter a string. We all know to read a string we can use the cin.getLine. So what does cin.getLine do? It will help us read continuous data maximum of 49 characters, one for the null or till you press the enter key. So let us say using this cin.getLine, I read or I type the message welcome. This message welcome is now stored in S. Although the capacity is 50, welcome is only 7 in length and one place for the null character. So next what I am going to do is I am going to find what is the length or what are the number of characters in this string welcome. How many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So length now will have the value 7 because there are 7 characters. The 8th is null. I am not interested in printing the null. Now when I want to print out the string, I am going to say cout.write yes, the name of the array. Length is how many characters I want to print. I want to print welcome, which is 7 characters. If you had entered something different, it would have calculated the length of that and printed that many characters on your keyboard. So this is a simple program to read and print on your monitor. You may want to try it out on your PC or on your mobile phone. Now, what is this string length? String length is a function which tells us how many characters are present in the string excluding the null character. So string length is a function in string.h, prototype declared in string.h. I pass a string could be yes or it could be double quote welcome and so on. It will calculate the length and this variable has to be an integer type that is going to be stored in an integer. So if I say length is equal to string length of empress. So what is length of empress? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So length will now contain the value 7. If suppose I have a string of length 0, that is called as the null or the empty string. Now let us try to find the use or length of a string using a library function. So what I am doing in this particular program, I am writing a program to find the length of a string using a library function. So what we can do is, let's say I instead of welcome, let me this time give a different string. Let me give a string by hi, something like this. Okay, by hi is the string. I'm just keeping it here for reference. By hi is the string. So I'm trying to find the number of characters in by hi using the library function string length. So I need to include string.h. Okay. Now what I am doing here is I have declared st as an array of characters of capacity 100. Length is going to store the length of this. Using scene.getLine, I am reading a string, a series of characters into st. The maximum characters you can enter is 99 because one for the null character. Or you enter as many as you want and just press the enter. It will take care of that. Once I store the characters in st, let us say I store by hi in st. Then what happens is I can use the length to store the value of string length. So I send st to strlen. Strlen is a function declared in string.h. This is going to give me how many number of characters are there in byehi. So there are total number of 5 characters. Len will be equal to 5. So when I print the length, it's going to print 5 on the output screen, or it will say length is equal to 5. So you will see 5 on your output screen. Now what we shall do is let's take a look at one more program to calculate the length of a string, but this time we're not going to use a library function. We're going to do it on our own so that we understand the process a little bit better. So let's keep this fellow here and let's try to do it this way. Okay, So I'm trying to calculate the length of a string without the use of a library function. I have declared the header files. I have declared an array st called as 100. So this is st. So let us say I have declared an integer variable I. You will know why I have used I very shortly. I am asking the user to enter a string. So using cin getLine, I am going to enter a string. Let us say I enter bye and I press enter key. So what is going to happen? I have entered 3 characters and pressed enter key. Now using the for loop, just see how easy it is to calculate the value of the string. I take I is equal to 0. Now what is st of I 0? St of 0 is b. Is it equal to null? No. So I will come here. So what has to happen is, okay, this should be like this. I should put a semicolon here. Okay, I don't need to because I'm not doing anything. Okay, so I is 0. Is st of I equal to null? No, it is b. So I will be increased by 1. I becomes 1. Then I go back here. Okay, st of 1 is y. Is it equal to null? It is false. So I go back here. I is increased to 2. St of 2 is e. St of 2 is e. Is it equal to null? No. So I come back to I. I ends up becoming 3. St of 3, now it is equal to null. So this condition fails and I come out of this for loop. And then when I do the length and I print the value of I, it is going to print 3 as the length of by. So these looks like simple programs, but this is where you got to start. Type in this program, play around on your mobile phone or your laptop or tab, and it's really easy to understand programming.